ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me.
FSU star Cam'Ron Fletcher reacts to Angel Reese WNBA ratings slashed in half. Angel Reese doesn't just dominate the hardwood, she dominates headlines. Whether she's grabbing boards, going viral on TikTok, or shutting down critics with style and confidence, Reese is always in the spotlight. But recently, it's not just her basketball stats that have fans talking, it's her dating history. From a year-long relationship with fellow college baller Cam'Ron Fletcher, to bold comments about only dating someone who can keep up with her lifestyle, maybe even an NBA star, Angel Reese is keeping the internet guessing. And in this video, we're breaking it all down. Who Cam'Ron Fletcher is, how their relationship blossomed and ended, and what Reese says she's looking for next. Let's just say the bar is high. Who is Angel Reese? Before we get into the love life, let's set the stage. Angel Reese is more than a basketball player. She's a cultural icon. From her early days at Maryland to transferring to LSU and becoming a national champion, Reese has always played with flair and fearlessness. Her nickname, Bayou Barbie, isn't just for show. It's a brand. And it's everywhere. She has NIL deals, magazine covers, viral dance trends, and one of the most magnetic personalities in women's sports today. By the time she entered the WNBA draft in 2024, she wasn't just a basketball star, she was a full-blown celebrity. Relationship with Cam'Ron Fletcher. If you've been following college hoops, you've probably heard his name. A former Kentucky recruit who later played for Florida State, Fletcher has serious game himself. But behind the scenes, he and Reese had something more personal going on. They started dating around March 2023, but their history goes back even further. According to Reese, they'd known each other for 6 years before officially becoming a couple. Think childhood friendships turned into young love. Their relationship became public through subtle Instagram posts, mutual support during games, and the occasional TikTok moment that sent fans into a frenzy. Reese and Fletcher quickly became one of college basketball's power couples. The breakup. But like many young love stories, this one didn't last forever. By March 2024, rumors swirled that the two had split. Reese later confirmed the breakup, casually dropping that she was single during a podcast appearance. There wasn't any public drama, no messy breakup quotes, no subtweets, just quiet confirmation and a focus on the future. Some fans speculated that their demanding schedules or Reese's rising fame might have played a role. Others pointed to simple growth. Either way, it was clear. Angel Reese was moving on. Angel Reese on dating after fame. Following the split, Reese made one thing clear. She wasn't looking for just anybody. In several interviews and social media Q&As, she shared that she's now single and focused on herself. But if someone wants to step into her life, they'd better be ready. And then came the comment that set the internet on fire. When asked about her ideal partner, Reese smiled and said she'd need someone who could keep up with her pace. Her suggestion? Maybe an NBA player. It wasn't just a flirty comment, it was a statement. Reese is not just looking for a relationship. She's looking for a partnership that fits into her world of high stakes, high visibility, and high expectations. Why NBA players? It actually makes a lot of sense. Reese's lifestyle mirrors that of many NBA players. Intense training schedules, nationwide travel, brand partnerships, constant media attention. She needs someone who understands that world. Plus, we've seen the NBA WNBA dating dynamic before. Think Skylar Diggins and Daniel Smith. Nneka Ogwumike and other stars have navigated relationships that work within the same elite sports circles. Reese wanting someone who gets it isn't about ego. It's about understanding. She's been vocal about how hard it is to maintain relationships while chasing greatness. So if someone's going to be by her side, they can't slow her down. The Cam'Ron Fletcher aftermath. Since the breakup, Cam'Ron Fletcher has kept things low-key. He's continued playing for Florida State and hasn't commented publicly on the split. There haven't been any cryptic tweets, no clapbacks, no drama. Some fans have noticed that he unfollowed Reese on Instagram or that old photos have quietly disappeared, but nothing explosive. just silence and focus. Meanwhile, Reese hasn't looked back. She stayed busy with pre-draft training, endorsement shoots, and expanding her brand. While Fletcher remains respected in the college hoop scene, the narrative has clearly shifted toward Reese's next chapter. Public reactions and fan speculations. Of course, the internet is never quiet. Fans immediately started shipping Angel Reese with a new wave of names. NBA rookies, TikTok influencers, even rappers. Tweets like, "Angel Reese deserves a king," and just slid into Angel's DMs, flooded social media. Some even joked that the only man worthy was someone like Ja Morant or LaMelo Ball. Others imagined a dynamic duo of Angel Reese and Bronny James taking over the sports world. None of it confirmed, but the speculation added fuel to the fire. What made it even more viral was Reese's occasional wink to the audience. A repost here, a flirty comment there. She knows exactly how to keep people guessing. Angel Reese's future, on and off the court. As of now, Reese is laser-focused on her professional career. After being drafted into the WNBA, she's not just adjusting to the pros, she's thriving in the spotlight. She said she's open to love, but only if it fits into the empire she's building. Angel Reese isn't slowing down for anyone. She's not chasing a relationship, she's chasing greatness. But that won't stop fans from watching, waiting, and wondering who might be next. Because whether it's on the court, on the runway, or maybe even on a date, Angel Reese will always be the center of attention. So, who will be the next name linked to Angel Reese? Will it be an NBA rookie ready to match her energy? A fellow celebrity with crossover appeal? Or will Reese keep flying solo as she conquers the basketball world? Early spark and road to stardom. Before the name Bayou Barbie was associated with jaw-dropping dunks and sassy on-court banter, Angel Reese was a rising prospect who seemed destined for greatness. Originally committing to the University of Maryland, she showcased a talent so immense that analysts couldn't resist pointing to her as a future legend of the game. Yet, despite glimpses of stardom there, she ultimately decided to transfer to LSU in 2022, a choice that would launch her into an entirely different realm of fame. In the Southeastern Conference, she found an audience hungry for a new face of women's basketball. Her unique mix of skill and swagger made her an instant hit among fans, and soon, where Angel Reese was trending after nearly every game. Her towering rebounds, fearless drives to the hoop, and habit of celebrating with unabashed flair painted her as an athlete who wasn't just talented, but also unapologetically herself. Journalists began to wonder how much of her confidence was genuine and how much was a protective shield against growing scrutiny. Even in those early days, the whispers started. Whispers that would grow louder with every highlight reel that featured her signature grin. But that was only the beginning of a larger tale. The more attention she received, the more critics found their way into her orbit, eager to see if the new star's bright glow would fade under pressure. Reese, for her part, pressed on with that bold sense of certainty. She wanted to prove that flamboyance and raw skill could mix perfectly in the collegiate arena. Little did she know, a chance meeting with another basketball player would set off a chain reaction of headlines, speculation, and heartfelt confessions that extended far beyond the court. Going public and tattoo commitments. But Angel and Cam'Ron didn't just rely on subtle social media clues. In June 2023, Reese confirmed on a popular sports podcast that Cam'Ron Fletcher was indeed her boyfriend. For many fans, this wasn't a surprise, but the excitement was still palpable. Angel spoke fondly of their mutual understanding, emphasizing how being in the same sport helped them respect each other's packed schedules. She joked about the constant travel, the early morning practices, and the late-night study sessions, painting a picture of two highly motivated young people finding rare moments of togetherness wherever they could. Their days were often spent perfecting jump shots and running drills, but even in that chaos, they discovered a sense of closeness that transcended typical college relationships. Then came the moment that really captured everyone's attention. Tattoos. Fletcher got Angel inked on his arm, while Reese etched his name in red ink on her skin. In an era where social media heartbreak stories abound, These gestures of commitment were either seen as incredibly romantic or wildly impulsive. It signaled a level of seriousness that many believed might carry them past the typical pitfalls of being young, in love, and in the public eye. Those tattoos weren't just decorative flourishes, they were bold statements about loyalty and permanence. Statements that would become startling reminders of how quickly public sentiment can change. The ACL injury and support for Cam'Ron Fletcher, the 2023-2024 season, took a devastating turn when he tore his ACL for the second time. ACL tears are no small ordeal for any athlete, much less a senior with aspirations of going pro. In that moment, Reese was there, sharing photos of them together, offering public words of encouragement and praying for a swift recovery. She posted heartfelt messages on her Instagram story, calling him bookies and reminding him that he was a giant capable of overcoming all obstacles. It was a period that should have deepened their bond further, showcasing the grit and unity that can form between two determined athletes. Yet, the narrative changed drastically once those injuries sidelined Fletcher's career potential. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some wondered if the strain of a possible shift in his future, combined with Reese's skyward trajectory, created emotional distance. After all, Fletcher was once the second leading scorer and a top rebounder at FSU, but another tier threatened to derail his NBA dreams. Even as Reese maintained outward support, the seeds of doubt planted themselves in social media speculation. Did the mounting pressures and public expectations become too much for the couple to bear? Or were they simply two young individuals who needed different things at critical junctures in their lives? The reality likely sits somewhere in between. Whatever the case, it set the stage for an even bigger storm that no one saw coming: the AI photo controversy. The next chapter of chaos in Angel Reese's life revolved around a topic that blends technology, privacy, and the darker corners of online obsession. Out of nowhere, explicit images began circulating on social media, with claims that these pictures depicted Angel in compromising poses. The twist? Reese quickly asserted that they were AI-generated fakes. In a fiery Instagram live session, she railed against the weird ways people try to sexualize female athletes, especially those who are young, black, and outspoken. She candidly pointed out how other prominent basketball players, like Skylar Diggins, had also been targeted by similar tactics, implying this was part of a broader, disturbing trend. Almost immediately, her agent and legal team took steps to remove the fraudulent content from various platforms. Fans rallied to her defense, applauding her for confronting such invasive and unethical behavior head-on. Still, the damage was done. Even after the images were wiped, the lingering question remained: who orchestrated such a blatant violation of privacy? While no one had concrete answers, theories abounded, some pointing a finger at disgruntled fans, others at complete strangers seeking internet notoriety. The episode underlined a disturbing reality for female athletes. The line between admiration and invasive curiosity grows thinner by the day. For Angel Reese, the controversy served as yet another test of her resilience, a test she hoped to pass without losing focus on her game. The social media storm. As news of the AI photos spread, so did the rumors about who might have leaked them, if they indeed came from a leak at all. Some voices on social media, misguided or not, accused Cam'Ron Fletcher of playing a role. The logic was simple but unsubstantiated. He was her ex, presumably had private photos, and might be bitter about the breakup. Comments flooded Instagram posts and Twitter feeds, with individuals casting blame in every direction. On the other hand, many people leapt to Fletcher's defense, arguing that there was no evidence implicating him and reminding the public that AI content doesn't typically require direct involvement from the subject's inner circle. Even more terrifying was the possibility that an older male superfan or troll had created these images purely for attention. Unfortunately, the practice of morphing real photographs into explicit deepfakes has become more common. In Reese's case, it sparked a conversation about how female athletes are sexualized simply for existing in the spotlight. Once again, many were forced to confront the toxic intersection of celebrity culture and internet anonymity. While a portion of fans defended her passionately, others reveled in the scandal, showing no remorse for consuming or sharing the fabricated content. The entire ordeal underscored how quickly the internet can turn dark, even for someone as accomplished and public-facing as Angel Reese. The bigger impact on Angel Reese's brand. Reese's brand rests not just on her skill, but on her dynamic personality, her swaggering confidence on the court, and her candor off it. Nicknamed Bayou Barbie, she became a household name, especially after leading LSU to significant wins and capturing the hearts of aspiring young athletes. However, controversies like public breakups and AI image scandals threatened to overshadow the very reason she rose to fame, her basketball prowess. For every highlight reel of her scoring a double-double, there seems to be a new gossip item swirling around her personal life. This is the double-edged sword of modern celebrity. The world invests in you, but it also feels entitled to every detail of your private affairs. Brands are watching. Potential endorsement deals hinge on public perception, and while some companies might see controversy as free publicity, others view it as a risky association. When an athlete is thrust into the role of championing social issues like body positivity, racial identity, or gender equity, they often become targets for naysayers. Reese, with her fearless approach to competition and communication, has both devoted followers and vocal critics. At the heart of it all, she remains an athlete who just wants to play the game she loves. Whether the latest controversies will hamper or help her brand is still an open question. The only certainty is that the stakes get higher as more eyes fix upon her every move. The surge in women's college basketball. Amid these personal twists and turns, women's college basketball itself has been undergoing a renaissance. The 2023-24 season shattered viewership records on ESPN platforms, boasting an average of 476,000 viewers per game, numbers not seen since 2008-09. Altogether, fans consumed over 2.6 billion minutes of live broadcasts, proving that interest in women's sports is at an all-time high. High-profile athletes like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and Paige Buchers have infused the sport with a level of charisma that draws in not just die-hard basketball aficionados, but also casual viewers looking for new superstars to follow. Reese's flair has contributed significantly to that surge. Whether she's trash-talking opponents or blowing kisses to the crowd, each spirited display amplifies excitement around the women's game. It also underscores why so many people feel personally invested in her life off the court. With greater visibility comes greater intrusion. She's no longer just playing basketball for her college, she's playing for a nationwide audience that can't seem to get enough. That spotlight, while exhilarating, also magnifies every controversy, making it essential to balance entertainment with maintaining personal boundaries. The big question is whether the positive tide of women's basketball can help elevate her above the drama that seems to follow her every step. Angel Reese's journey is a testament to the exhilarating and sometimes punishing nature of modern fame. She's more than a basketball star. She's a cultural figure caught in a whirlwind of hype, heartbreak, and digital trickery that few college athletes ever experience. From the early days at Maryland to the electrifying moments at LSU, she has proven time and again that her talent is irrefutable. Yet, as her story unfolds, it becomes clear that raw skill alone doesn't shield you from the pitfalls of internet rumors or the sting of public opinion. Her breakup with Cam'Ron Fletcher underscored how quickly a love story can turn into fodder for speculation, and the AI-generated images highlighted how technology can be weaponized against someone who dares to be both gifted and confident. Will Angel Reese emerge from these controversies stronger, or will the weight of public scrutiny reshape her approach to both life and basketball? Only time will tell. Still, one fact remains. She has ignited unprecedented interest in women's college hoops, proving that larger-than-life personalities can fuel a revolution in how the public views female athletes. Perhaps the real takeaway is that every setback has the potential to become a catalyst for growth. In her case, the upcoming season, and the eyes of millions, will reveal whether she can transform controversy into triumph. The stage is set, the stakes are high, and Angel Reese seems more determined than ever to show the world that her story is far from over.